Hello everyone, this is CS Priyanka from CS Priyanka's Profession Classes. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the topic MOA, that is Memorandum of Association from Companies Act 2013. So let's start. MOA, Memorandum of Association. Memorandum of Association is incorporation documents, we called it. Like this is also known as a legal document, which is prepared, or we prepare memorandum of association especially during the formation or during the time of registration procedure of a company. And it actually determines the relationship between the company and the shareholders. And the memorandum of association also defines like the constitution and the scope of powers of the company. That means how the company will run its business or its powers, what are the scope of the company, how it will move forward. It is fully going to be controlled by this legal document, that is memorandum of association. Us, what is the object of registering this MOA, that is Memorandum of Association? The MOA of a company actually contains the object for which the company is formed. So it identifies the scope of its operation and also determines the boundaries it cannot cross. So the full limitation as well as the boundaries are mentioned in this legal document, so that whenever the company will start its operation, they will run its company, or they will function as per memorandum of association, so that it should not cross its boundaries. There should be some limitation. And this is also treated as a public document as per section 399 of Companies Act, and hence any person who enters into any contract with the company is expected to have knowledge of the MOA. Because this is a legal document, we call it public document. Anyone who wants to enter into a contract with a company, such person is having right to inspect such legal document, that is MOA, as per section 399. So this is advisable before entering into a contract with any company, uh, to know, or to it is expected to means to get into the details of MOA and to have some knowledge relating to MOA of such company. And memorandum of association contains also details about the powers and rights of such respective companies. What will be the format of memorandum of association? That means whenever at the time of incorporation of a company or at the time of registration of the company, how a professional is going to prepare a MOA, that is memorandum of association. So obviously a format is there, and yes, format is there in the section 4 of Companies Act 2013. So company must draw memorandum of association in a form given in tables A to E in schedule 1 of the act. So here we are going to discuss about the details of such forms. So I already said table A to E in schedule 1 will explain about the MOA of Companies Act. Now table A is telling that form for the memorandum of association of a company limited by shares. So if the company is limited by shares, or the company formed with share capital, then we call it is limited by shares. In such cases, table A is going to be applicable. Table B is the form which for the MOA of a company which is limited by guarantee, and such company is not having any share capital. So we, on that time, we are going to follow table B. Next is table C is going to be applicable when we are preparing the memorandum of association of such company which is limited by guarantee also and also having share capital, that is both. Whenever a company is having guarantee as well as share capital, both, on such situation table C is going to be applicable. Table D, when memorandum of association means when a company is having unlimited liability. That means a company is an unlimited company. That means the liability of the shareholders in such company is unlimited. Okay, so in such cases table D is will become applicable. And lastly, table E, when we are preparing MOA of such unlimited company or a company which is having unlimited liability as well as having share capital, both. So a company with share capital and having unlimited liability, in such cases table E will become applicable. So these are the format we need to follow while preparing MOA of our respective companies. Next is, what will be the content of MOA? That means what are the content we should include or we should insert while preparing MOA or inside the MOA. So there are some prescribed clauses are there in the Act. So we will discuss. First clause name is name clause. What do you mean by name clause? Like if you wants to incorporate or register a public limited company, the name of the company must end with the word LTD or limited. Okay. Or if you want to open a private company, then obviously at the end of the name you have to affix PVT LTD, that is private limited. And this concept is not applicable for the companies which are registered or formed under Section 8 companies. We know Section 8 means non-profit organization. Okay, that is trust. Okay, so in such cases, we are going to affix some of the terms such as foundation, forum, association, federation, chambers, confederation, council, electoral trust will become applicable only in case of Section 8 companies, that is non-profit making organization. This is all about the first clause, that is name clause. Secondly, come to registered office clause. What does this? This is we also call situation clause. That means the in the MOA it must specify the state in which the registered office of such company is situated. That means the registered office address. Okay, you have to specify in the second clause, that is registered office clause. Other name is situation clause. Third is object clause. Object clause, from the name itself it is clear that we needs to specify the object of the company. So obviously it must specify the object for which the company is being incorporated, and it limits and defines the scope of the company's operation. That means once a company forms, what are the scope and what are the area the company can function or operates, it is going to show the company. So it provides also details on the scope of activity the company will undertake, and also going to explain how capital provided by the members will be used. So all these things need to be specified under the third clause, that is object clause. Next clause is liability clause. It should specify obviously the liability of the members of the company, whether the members are having limited liability or the members are having unlimited liability. So limited liability means the company's shareholders liabilities are limited to the extent of shares held by them or the extent of amount invested by them. And on the other hand, unlimited liability means the company's shareholders having unlimited liability. That means their liabilities are not limited to any extent. Okay, so at the time of emergency, it may be means it may be possible that they should touch their personal asset and to pay the money. Okay, for their business purpose. So that is actually unlimited. So under liability clause, two points are coming. First point is for a company which is limited by shares. That means a company with share capital. Whenever your company is with share capital, in such cases, you have to specify the liability of the shareholders. Okay, is limited to the unpaid amount of the shares they hold. That means in such cases, you are having limited liability of such shareholders. Okay, so liability of the shareholders are limited to the extent of shares held by them. On the other hand, second, whenever your company is limited by guarantee, in such cases, they don't have the share capital. In such cases, you should specify, or we should specify the amount undertaken by each members to contribute to, for example, the asset of the company at the time of winding up, how much asset, okay, means how much amount they can undertake in, means each members can undertake at the time of winding up, or relating to the asset of the company, or this is provided that he is a member of the company when it winds up, the winding up happens within 1 year. of him ceasing to be a member. In such cases, how much money can be paid by such member to clear the debt. All these things needs to be specified in MOA. That means what happened when a company limited by guarantee, in such cases what happened, company is without share capital. That means in during that time shareholders are acting as a guarantor. Acting as a guarantor means what? At the time of emergency, that means at the time of uh, binding up, if any money is required, they will contribute. Or if any if they wants to uh, pay anything or any liability, they will be liable to the extent of such amount at the time of winding up or at the time of emergency. Okay, so on such situation, what amount they are going to contribute, that needs to be specified in MOA. Okay, or the cost, charges, expenses of winding up, whatever is there, and the adjustment of rights and contributors among themselves, whatever is there, it needs to be specified in memorandum of association under liability clause, because this is also liability of the members. Next clause is capital clause. Capital clause means obviously these are valid only for the companies which formed or registered, or companies having share capital. So this is only for those type of companies having share capital. So this should specify under this clause, it should specify the total number of share capital as well as the number of shares of each kind and the face value of each shares, and also it must state the names of each member and the numbers of share against their names. So all these details of share capital needs to be mentioned under capital clause of memorandum of association. Next is association clause. Other name of association clause, we called it also subscription clause, because MOA must clearly specify actually the desire of the subscriber to form a company. How much they want to form a company, that desire needs to be mentioned under association clause of MOA. So the association clause explains that any individual who is signing the bottom of the MOA wants to be the part of association that being formed by the memorandum. So obviously the MOA has to be signed by at least 7 people or more if it is a public company, because in public company the provisions as per act is like minimum 7 members, maximum unlimited. And if in case if you are preparing the MOA of a private company, in that case MOA needs to be signed by at least 2 or more people, because here as per Companies Act, the provisions under private companies, minimum requirement is minimum 2, maximum 200. So obviously minimum 2 people must sign MOA if it is in case of private company. So this is all about association clause under MOA, memorandum of association. So whenever we are preparing memorandum of association for 1% company, that is OPC, one extra clause we need to remember, or one extra note we need to remember, that is, in such situation OPC, we must specify the name of such person who will become a member of the company in the event of death of the subscriber. That means if you do my class on the topic that is types of companies, there in OPC 1% company we have read about the nominee. Okay, because in 1% company this nominee concept is there. That means though the person is only means alone, that means the only person is the members, he is only the director, he is only the everything. So in such cases, as per act, that such person should appoint any other person as a nominee. So in such cases what happens, so that in his absence such person will become a member of the company. So in MOA also, whenever you will prepare or we will prepare the OPC MOA or MOA of a OPC, we should specify such name of the person who will become member of such company in the event of the death of the subscriber who is subscribing now. So this extra one provision or one clause we need to add in MOA along with the other clauses. So we have to keep in mind the following aspect whenever before submitting the memorandum of association. So before submitting MOA, we have to keep these 6 points in our mind. That is, first of all, whenever after preparation of MOA or after preparing MOA, we need to print the MOA first, then divide it into paragraphs, number the pages in sequence, ensure that at least 7 people sign it, or in case of private company at least 2, or OPC 1. Have at least one witness needed to attest the signatures. And finally, you have to enter the particulars about the signatories as well as witnesses like address, description, occupation, etc. So these 6 points you have to keep in mind. Just double check it before submitting memorandum of association. Lastly, some notes to remember. A company can subscribe to MOA through its agent. It's possible. A minor cannot sign MOA, and if there's a minor, however, the guardian of such minor who subscribes to MOA on his behalf will be the deemed to have subscribed in his personal capacity. So the guardian is allowed, but minor cannot sign MOA. And finally, lastly, company can attach any additional provision if company wants or as required, apart from the mandatory ones. So first, company needs to specify the mandatory portion, that is all clauses, whatever is there, tables as well as whatever provision is mentioned in the act. First, they have to mention. If any additional things they want to mention, they can also mention along with the mandatory ones. So this is all about memorandum of association. Hope you will be benefited from my video. So if you like my video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share with friends. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.